Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be trying Haus Laboratories so that you don't have to. A couple weeks ago, actually not a couple weeks ago now that I think about it, months ago, I talked about in one of my Good Bad Boring episodes, I talked about how Lady Gaga was coming out with a makeup line. I say months because this was an interesting, weird kind of launch because it was announced and then there was a pre-order like at least a month before the products actually came out, and then they only are available on Amazon. Like, it was weird. In the video, I talked about how, are we tired of all of these celebrities coming out with makeup lines, yada, yada, yada. One of the products that was launched with her makeup line were liquid eyeshadows. Now, if you know anything about me at all, it's that I'm realizing I'm blending in with my background right now. Oh my gosh, like you gotta let you can't just like your color and only like one color. Oh my god. Ugh. I love liquid eyeshadows. I always love testing them. I love comparing them and the formula, consistency, sparkle factor, all of that stuff. So when I saw that there was a line of liquid eyeshadows in Lady Gaga's Haus Labs, I was very curious, but the price tag on them being $20 a piece definitely had me going, yeah, I'm good. The fact that this is sold only on Amazon is a strange decision to me, only because it's makeup and, most of us like to be able to test products out. I get that it's so that it's easily accessible to everybody, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about ethics and all that stuff. We're here to talk about makeup. One of her holiday collections was a set of the liquid eyeshadows for a discounted price. This set includes 6 full-size liquid eyeshadows that are available in her permanent line. So this was kind of the perfect time to try out her product because you weren't getting new colors, you were getting colors that were already available. I think it includes all except 2 as far as the shimmer ones go. It does not include any of the metallic ones. This is only the shimmer. And yeah, I believe that there's 2 colors, a silver and like a darker kind of reddish brown color that are not included in this set. But you get 6 colors and you get this cute little bag that says Haus Laboratories on it and has like tinsel kind of inside of it. And the price was $96. Normally, full price, this would be $120 and you would not get the cute little bag. It is almost like getting one free, more than one free really, because it's $24 discount. And what's cool too is that there's a nice array of colors here. So it really goes from being like light beigey colors all the way to dark smoky colors like I'm wearing right now. But I wanted to try these out, compare them to different liquid eyeshadows that I've tried, and give you guys a 4-1-1. Because I like watching TV and stuff. I'm currently rewatching The Vampire Diaries. Never thought I would do that, but you know what? Here I am, almost done with season 2. Pre-filming this, right before I filmed this, I did my swatches, and I'm just going to talk about each of the colors as you see me swatch them and give you my little feedback. Now, the cool thing about this is that yes, all of this is available as a holiday kit, but like I mentioned, they're all also available individually. I wish that I had known. I saw a couple days ago that these were actually at 20% off on Amazon deals, but unfortunately, I did not know. And that would be even cheaper than what they are now. Cool, I'm glad I'm telling you this that nobody can benefit from. Neat. All right, let's get into the part that you're here for. This first shade is called Aphrodite. It is the lightest shade here, and it is essentially a pinky beige color. It has a soft, kind of a silvery sparkle in it, and when it is applied on my eyes, I notice that it is very sheer, but what's nice about this is that it does layer nicely. The thing with these eyeshadows, these liquid eyeshadows in particular, is they are quite different from what I normally feel like a liquid eyeshadow is. They're very liquidy to begin with, which is kind of cool. It's sort of like a double-edged sword here. It's essentially the consistency of a wet pigment. So if you were to take a loose pigment, add some mixing medium or whatever, and then apply it to your eyes, and it's sort of like not super liquidy, but like not super dry. It's in that like Goldilocks range, which I think is really cool. But it dries down to be a powder. So I think even in the description on the website, it says that it is a liquid powder or something like that. Let me look really quick. Yes, it's even called a liquid powder on the website, and that's a really accurate description. I've used other liquid eyeshadows where they seem to dry down and really are transfer proof and they're just going to stay put. This is not one of those. This one literally is a liquid powder. It is going to apply like a liquid, and then when it is on your eyes, you are able to kind of blend it out once it is dried, and it's going to act just like an eyeshadow would, a regular eyeshadow. Personally, I don't really have a problem with this. However, I did notice that when I was applying these, that because it is more of a liquidy formula, it's not like a lot of other liquid eyeshadows where you can pretty much just apply it, kind of smudge out the edges with your finger, and you're good to go. I felt like I needed to be a little bit more careful with my application. I felt more comfortable using a brush with this, where a lot of the times with liquid eyeshadows, I don't feel like I need one. So there's that. The next color is called Rose Bitch. Rose Bitch is pretty much mauve, just straight up cool tone mauve. It's very pretty, and this is basically if I was an eyeshadow, you know what I mean? If I was a everyday eyeshadow, we'll go with that, because if I was an eyeshadow, I probably would not be this color. But if I was an everyday eyeshadow, I feel like I would be close to this color. It's a cool toned purpley mauve shade. It has silver sparkle in it, and as it dries down, the sparkle really comes through. This one was one of my favorites. Again, this is one I feel like I would wear just on an everyday basis, a quick to go outside, and it's just very pretty. I really will say I really do like the amount of sparkle in these liquid eyeshadows. There's a lot, and it doesn't look like glitter necessarily. It looks like sparkle, and I think that that's pretty cool. It's a really fine sparkle factor, and I appreciate it. But this one is just so beautiful. It's just a really great, just basic eyeshadow to me. That's the other thing that's really nice about these, is that one coat of them, they're quite sheer, but they are buildable, and because they're a liquid powder, it's not going to be like if you're layering eyeliner or even other liquid eyeshadows where when they dry down, they're transfer proof, they're set. If you keep layering, they're going to crack. These ones will layer really nicely, which I actually kind of like, because then you have a little bit more playtime. You have more ability to kind of customize the look you're going for. Okay, next up is the color that probably just for everyone is the one that they immediately look at, and that is Legend. This is basically liquid gold. I have it on my eyes right now, and it's super, super beautiful. Applied one layer all over the lid. It's pretty sheer. 2 layers. It is metallic amazingness, and once it dries down, just the shimmer you get, everything about it is just really, really cool. Of all of these, I think this is the most unique one. I think it's just really, really cool. Even if you weren't applying it all over the lid like how I showed, you can easily just take a little bit and just kind of tap it onto the inside of any look, and just the sparkle, it's just super, super awesome. That one by far is the one that I think if you're gonna get one, that would be the one I would say. Next up is Dynasty. So this color is pretty much what I consider Christmas green. When I looked at it, when I first swatched it, I was like, that's totally 100% a Christmas color. It's a cool toned green, kind of like a evergreen we'll go with, and it has beautiful sparkle. I will say this was the one that gave me the most trouble. It was the most frustrating to work with. And I just think that's because we're going into the darker shades, and I was applying it the same way I was with the lighter colors. You'll see when we get to the last two shades here, I kind of took a different approach with how to apply them and found less is more. I applied Dynasty the same way, where I just kind of swiped it all over my lid up into the crease and then tried to blend it. Turns out that was a little bit too much product. With these darker colors, just putting a little bit, kind of tapping the liquid eyeshadow brush onto the lid, and then using an actual brush to sort of pat it out and blend it out is what worked better, because when I was trying to blend this one out, I was having a lot of trouble. It wasn't blending out as nicely as some of the other ones were. It was kind of catching and skipping and not looking cute. So that was a little bit frustrating, to say the least. Next is Biker. This is a really cool, kind of charcoaly, smoky color. This is a beautiful light smoky eye. You can see when I applied this, I just did a little bit onto the lid and then used a brush to really smoke this out. And by patting with the brush, even patting with your fingers if you wanted, you can really get a nice light all over smoky look. But really with these colors, less is more. You can use the lighter colors a lot more and it'll look really beautiful, but the darker ones definitely are not going to blend as nicely when it comes to the product and having more product. So this one, and then as you blend it out, the sparkle, it's just so shimmery and so cool looking. And this one has even micro, I believe it says it's multi-glitter on there, because it looks like, just looking at it on my hand right now, it has multicolor sparkle going on. Again, it's not really something you're going to notice unless, you know, you're this far away from it, or like I'm looking at my hand. So every time I see it says different color sparkle or multicolor, you're not really going to notice. Last up is Chained Ballerina, which is very, very dark. Basically a super dark black shade with silver sparkle. Again, as you can see how I'm applying it here, just a little bit on the lid and then using a brush to smoke it out. Definitely recommend a brush for this one. I feel like maybe with Biker, the last shade we showed, maybe you could get away with not using a brush and it would look okay, but with this one, it's just so dark that you want to be able to kind of blend out the edges here. For the look I have on, I wanted to see how the different colors would layer and just kind of play around a little bit. So I did use Chained Ballerina as my main color and then blended it upwards. I used a little bit of a light eyeshadow to go around the edges to kind of make it a little bit softer. And then I used Legend on top of it in the inside. So I applied 2 layers of Legend. And so you can see it's not creasing. It looks really smooth. 2 layers of Legend. One was to kind of get a base idea, and then I realized I wanted it to be a little bit more vibrant. So I added another layer. I used a little bit of Biker and a little bit of Chained Ballerina on the lower lash line too and smoked it out. I realized these work really well to get that kind of lower lash line smokiness going on if you just put a little tiny dot and then just blend it. But that worked really well. But this is just strictly those liquid eyeshadows other than the little bit of a brow just to blend out the edges of the darker Chained Ballerina color. I think that these are pretty nice. They're nicer than what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting though. I like these. I like the fact that they are different from what I was expecting as far as liquid eyeshadows go. That's what's kind of cool about liquid eyeshadows. I feel like it's very different from a regular eyeshadow. We all kind of know at this point what a regular eyeshadow is going to do. We know what a mascara is going to do. For the most part, we know what a lip gloss is going to do. Liquid lipstick can kind of go different ways, but liquid eyeshadow, I feel like there's so many different textures and you don't know what to expect. All of the formulas I've tried have been really quite different, and I've tried quite a few. So I just think it's interesting. There's not a lot of consistency other than it just being a liquid color for your eyes. Overall, I think that Legend is the one that is the most unique, obviously, and I think that that one's just really cool. Dynasty, the green, was the one that let me down the most. And Rose Bitch is probably the one that I would wear over any others. The other thing I guess I should also mention is the packaging. It's really actually pretty nice. So it's a matte, or no, it's not a matte packaging, but it's pretty cool how it's shaped. It's got like a diamond top, and then you can actually, where you can see the color, it sort of gradients out to clear. And it has that same shape as the top does, that diamond tip. It's like got a little bit of weight to it, so it feels, I don't want to say expensive, but it feels like, it doesn't feel cheap. The opposite of that would be expensive. Come on. That's my thoughts on those. I feel like I wouldn't recommend this whole set. I feel like I would just get the ones that, you know, you like, but I don't hate the formula. I think the formula is really cool. Just go in knowing that it's more of a liquid powder, as it does say, so I can't fault them in that. And I don't think it's a fault. It's just something to be aware of, if that makes sense. That's about it for this review, and I'll see you later. Bye!